Hi, my name is Nick George with Clouds Diamond Sharpening. We're just going to show you a video on how to sharpen on a block. If everyone wants to learn, I'll show you how. Let's go down to the table. So this is a sharpening block, a diamond sharpening block. You can get other ones, maybe some that look like that one, or a flat piece of sandpaper, and make sure it doesn't bend or anything because it needs to be perfectly flat. So first of all, I'm going to show you how to adjust the clipper blade, put it back together and test it, and we'll make sure everything works correctly. The first thing you must know, anyone can sharpen on a block. I'm going to show you how to do it correctly and be able to do it. Why I don't recommend it is if you mess it up, you could destroy the blade and you will have to buy a new one if you do not do it exactly like I do it. Second of all, it does not put shape on a clipper blade. So when you buy a new clipper blade, a trimming blade, whatever, they have shape to them and they last longer. So we're going to be removing that shape, but this is like a spare tire. If you need to get, one head done or something, I recommend you could do this and then send it to a professional afterwards, especially if you're a professional at your job. You do a lot of heads and a lot of animals and customers, and you want your blades to be sharp all the time. And with our service, when you use a sharpening wheel, it puts a convex pattern on these like this, so it's not flat, because when a blade goes flat, it goes dull. So right now we're just going to make it good enough to cut, but it's not going to cut for very long. So let's get to work and get this video started. Let's take the blade apart. Okay, look at this blade. So it's almost flat. When a blade goes complete flat and it doesn't have these rails anymore, it's basically done, because this will sit down too low and the lever will not go in there. Even other blades like trimming blades, Andis G outliners, if they do not have any lips, the cutter blade will not sit on the guide and it will not work. So we're going to go ahead and what's going to happen is we're going to make this a flat, complete surface. And we're going to remove all this nasty stuff and it will cut. And we'll put a little shape in it and I'll show you how to do it. But my sharpening probably lasts about 10 times as long on the wheel. But just go ahead and try it. And if you don't like it, then send it to me and you will never use anyone again. Okay, so the goal here is see this guide. Even if it's a trimming blade, you want to be in between these two running surfaces. See where my finger is? It's in between. You want that because what it's going to do is when you push it, see when I push, this middle bends up and it's actually sharpening it and it's hollowing out the middle, and that's awesome. That will work great. Now what I see a lot of people do is they tilt their hand too far forward. And if you do that, you'll round these teeth and it will not cut. I promise. Not anything. If you go too far back, well, it's not as bad as going too far forward. But let's just try to be in the middle. So like straight up and down in the middle. And you're going to want to do this. If you cannot do it with one finger, just use these two fingers on the side to guide it. And we'll go this way so we can see it. We're going to wet the stone with some oil. Okay, so as long as we have a flat surface, these are going to work, but they're not going to work for very long. And if this is your professional job, I wouldn't recommend doing this because, you might ruin your blade or whatever. So what I'm doing is I'm keeping my hand completely flat. I do not want to tilt it like this or anything. It's got to stay the same position, same pressure. You want to put 2 pounds of pressure on the blade. How do I know that? You get a scale, put your finger on there. When it says 2 pounds, that's how hard you want to push on here. See how I'm going perfectly straight? Okay. So we're going to keep doing this. Go about, I don't know, let's say 30 times. Take it off. Do not round it off the edges. So now I look at this. And it looks almost perfect. So I'm going to keep going because there's a little dark spots over here. So we'll keep going. See how my hand's always perfectly flat. That might be hard for you to do at first, but you're going to have to learn how to, or this blade will not work. Because as you tilt your finger, it's putting pressure different parts of the blade. So it's going to be rounding this. We got to stay the same. So take it off, don't round it. Look, that's perfect. Looks beautiful. It's going to cut like a champion. Okay, so now we're going to take the comb and we'll do the same. And if you notice, my finger's right in the middle of the two gaps. That's perfect because that means it's harder to teeter. We don't want it to. I'm telling you, you're going to ruin your blade and you'll have to send it to me to fix it if I can. But like I said, this is like a spare tire. It's all you want to use it for. After that, it's meaningless. Because if this really did work better than my wheel, trust me, this is a lot cheaper. And I don't have to get it resurfaced and I would still be in business. But it doesn't happen like that, sorry. So I'm just going to go a few more times. We'll get some beautiful shape on it. Okay, so you notice it's all clean. Here, let me blow it off. So now, congratulations, you got a blade, a brand new blade that you bought, because that's basically how they are sharpened, new. And that's great, you know, to get it to cut right out of the package, but how long is it going to last? So my customers say my sharpening lasts the longest, and you know, and I take my job very seriously. So what I say about shape is when you push your finger here, it's cutting a little ball, and very slightly, and it's going all the way out to the diameter until the teeth reach the bottom. So when you use this flat stone, it really doesn't put any shape. It just makes it flat. It's going to cut for a very short time. Now if it's hollow, like this, both sides carved out in the insides, then when the guide pushes down, it stays sharper longer because look, it has tension on the edges. So it's just like, and then as it keeps going flat, the edges go flat, and then it starts separating. And then you start pulling hair. We don't want that. All right, but let's put this back together. It's enough of that sharpening tech stuff. Let's get back to business. Okay, let's put this bad boy together, and it's very simple. So what I do is I take the guide, put it on my middle finger. Look, you can balance it, you don't have to, but you can. And then what you do is you line these holes up in the socket and make sure the socket is at the bottom of the spring. So now what I'm going to do is set it like this and then set it like this. And then I can adjust the holes with my middle finger. See? Adjust the holes. There. So now all I have to do is put the screws in there. We'll take a screwdriver here and screw it in. Tighten it all the way down, go back about 1/4 of a turn. Because that means it's going to give the spring 2 pounds of pressure. Well, at least you can tell. And it'll be able to slide the cutter in. So 1/4 of a turn. And what I mean by that, so now look, this can move a little bit. So now I can put this cutter in there really easy. And if it's too loose, like if this cutter's just flopping around right now, you might need to tighten the tension a little. I'll show you how to tighten tension after this. So now the blade is together, okay? Now I can move this cutter blade. See, I can put it sideways. We don't want that. So my goal now is, see the shiny parts? That's the surface. See these little darker spots? That's the event horizon over the mountains, basically. So now we're going to take the cutter blade and we're going to make it straight across because we want it to cut straight. So you can look down the side. See how that's straight? That's awesome. Look, that's a little sideways. That's not good. See the dark? It doesn't look right. So now, oh, there it is. It's perfect. So now I'm going to take the left screw, set the teeth towards you, set this down at a diagonal, and you're going to want to go down like this, okay? Now, why is that? Well, the spring adjusts correctly and it won't move on you, and you won't stab your hand. So you can put your thumb here just in case. And now I tighten it up, and then I rotate it, and I tilt it, and I put my thumb there, and I put this screwdriver here so I don't stab my hand. I mean, if we're stabbing hands, we're going to hospitals, and that's not what this video is about. So don't do that. Okay, so now, ooh, it's pretty tight. Okay, well, that's okay because we're sharpening on a block and we need it kind of tight. So also when you get things sharpened, I put 2 pounds of pressure on these and they have less tension, so they get less hot. They don't get as hot and they don't damage your clipper as much. So now if this doesn't work and you cleaned all the running surfaces and you swear you didn't round the teeth off, then you need to tighten the tension. But you can also check tension. So you get a scale. This is the scale in my hand. I don't have one right now. And you put it on here and you keep pushing it until you see it slide. And once it starts sliding, that's what the weight is. So, you know, in general, you want 2 pounds. 3 pounds is okay. Anything over 3, I mean, you're going to get a really hot blade and you're damaging your clipper. So now let's test this and finish this video up so I can get you guys with sharp blades and get on going. And then when they don't last very long, you can use my service, and I will love that. So now this is the blade. It's together. It's sharpened on a block. So I will show it cutting this string because it's cotton, little threads of cotton. So it's actually harder to cut this string. Look, it's not as brittle as hair. I could just break hair. You can't even break this and it frays when it doesn't cut, which it cut pretty good. So we'll use hair too though. But here we go. So we're gonna show it cutting. Usually people that have block videos don't show it cutting because I don't think they do it right, but it's okay. See? So it's not as sharp as I would like. It will cut hair beautifully. So when I sharpen it through my blade or my wheel, it gets way sharper, but let's just try some hair. Okay, so this is my hair here. We'll turn this on and go to town. So it cuts beautifully. If you want to keep watching, I'll just go ahead and show me sharpening it, and then we'll just post the difference maybe, or this video might just end. I don't know. Thank you for watching if it just ends. If it doesn't, maybe if I get enough comments, I'll show you another video. Thank you for this wonderful adventure. I'm glad we got to do this, and remember, keep that hand level. Don't round those teeth, guys. I see so many block sharpened blades that come in and they're just destroyed, and what happens is it just removes the life of the sharpening, as in how many times you can sharpen it. It will still last really long, and a lot of customers buy new blades and they get them sharpened out of the package because they last so long through our service. But, you know, don't take my word for it. Just use our services. Hit a like. Please subscribe. If you got any video ideas, comment. I enjoy all your comments. Thanks. These are the two sharpening blocks I use. This is 600 grit and this one's 1500. So the difference is this is going to get the surface smooth really fast, and then this will polish it up and reduce a little bit of heat. But either way, neither of these are going to make it last longer in the sharpening. What you get off the block is what you get, and then when you use our services, you get a way better result. But I just wanted to show you how to do it on a block, because it can be done, and it's like a flat tire. It'll get you through the day when you need it.